Hello everyone, this is Pritika Patel working as an assistant professor in Computer Engineering Department of Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Today in this session we are going to discuss about finding solutions, which is the topic of Contributor Personality Development Program of third year 6th semester. Now these are the outlines: introduction, concept exploration, concept application, and conclusion. This topic we have to cover in our today's session. First of all, introduction. Now, what is finding solution? Contributors approach the various situations in their life and workplace with a unique mindset. This mindset we call the contributor mindset. The first aspect of contributor mindset is the contributor's willingness and capacity to find the solutions. When faced with a challenges, the contributor's first response is, can we find a solution? This is unlike a non-contributor who may respond to the challenges by trying a little and giving up, blaming others, or finding excuse to cover up the issue, whereas the contributor find a solution. In other words, contributor develop the capacity to find solutions through contributors practice and learning from other contributors. Thus, contributors see solutions, not problems, whereas non-contributors see problem, not solutions. The biggest problem is getting beyond the you can't syndrome. It doesn't require brilliance, it's just giving yourself permission and the being persistent. Persistence is seeing the problem or opportunity and persistence in thinking about it until you have come up with some interesting ideas that might change the pattern. It's really a mindset, not anything in the objective world. That is the problem. So never give up. Contributors never doubt their capacity as non-contributor do. They show both commitment and capacity to challenge the challenges. Now, the concept of finding solution is understood by the example, or you can say that exploration. So here, first exploration is, do not keep a rigid mind. Non-contributor type person are often rigid about the procedure or their own way of doing things instead of focusing on the goal. Non-contributor type person say that I don't care if we don't complete on time or the quality is not good. I follow strict procedures. Whereas contributors type persons are focused on goals and find appropriate methods to achieve them within the framework of the system. So contributor think that let us find a way to achieve the goal. So here a team that is gaining popularity in the business world is the word jugaad. Think of example of how jugaad has been used positively in the real world, right? So here non-contributor type person say that I can follow strict procedure whatever we have given. Whereas contributor type person says that we have to find a way to achieve the goal. So they have to find the best way to achieve the goal. So here in this exploration, contributor type person finding a best solutions. Then second exploration is think of alternate solution. Non-contributors do not consider new possibility in their thinking. So non-contributor think that there are only two ways. We must choose one of these. Whereas contributor consider new or alternate possibility in their thinking. Contributor type persons think that can we look for a third way that combine the best of both choices, right? So here contributor type person think about alternate solution, or you can say that new ideas for particular problem, right? Whereas non-contributor type person think that there is only two ways and we have to choose one of them. The next concept exploration is don't give excuse. Non-contributors begin with discussing all the difficulties involved in accomplish a goal. Here, boss says, "Can this be done?" Then the subordinate says, "I can do this, but I have this problem. I can do this, but I have this problem." So, in this way, non-contributor type subordinate give a excuse that they can't do type attitude they follows. Whereas contributor type persons begin with the assumptions that the goal need to be achieved. Boss says that can this be done? Then the contributor type subordinate says that why not? Let us find a way to do it. So here contributor type person don't give any excuse and they say yes for the work, and they say that I can find a way to do this task. Whereas non-contributor type persons give so many excuse before doing the work. So here contributor type person follow can do attitude, whereas a non-contributor type person use cannot do type of attitude. Next exploration is fear of failure. Non-contributors fear failure. For them, life is about safety and protecting themselves. Here, non-contributor type person always have fear of failure, right? So they always think about their safety and protecting themselves, right? Non-contributor type person thinks that I will lose confidence. Then what will happen to my image? I can't even imagine the consequences. Whereas contributor type persons overcome their fear of failure. For them, life is an adventure and full of challenges. They think that failure will become a stepping stone to success. This experience will help us improve the project or product. Whether there is a success or failure, I will become stronger and wiser through the experiment. Here, contributor type person think that how they can overcome their fear of failure. Next exploration is submitting a application form. It is the last day of submitting application form. Abhijit has bought all the required document. However, when Abhijit submit the form to the clerk, the non-contributor type clerk responds, I am sorry, the size of your photographs is not as per the stated requirement in our rules. So I cannot accept your form. Then Abhijit says that, but sir, can't you help me find a solution? I will miss my admission if I can't submit this form. Then the non-contributor type of clerk responds that I am sorry, rules are rules. I am only doing my duty. Whereas contributor type person's clerk responds that I'm sorry, the size of your photograph is not as per the stated requirement in our rules, but I am giving you a chance to correct it. So, do fill the application form and give it to me today itself. So, here contributor type clerk give a chance student, that is Abhijit, to correct the size of photograph, right, and fill the application form today itself. Whereas non-contributor type clerk says that I am sorry, I cannot help you anything, rules is rules and I am only doing my duty, so I can't help you, right. So non-contributor type person can't find a solution of any problem, whereas contributor type persons always find a solution for particular problem. Now next is application example. Here iCare system example is given. Arvind calls itself an iCare system as it goes beyond the delivery of pure eye care to additionally address barrier to accessing care. The company on daily basis seeks to deliver better eye care to population far removed from the urban center. To achieve this goal, it continuously works on two main reasons. First one is its outreach to the rural population, and second is cost of eye care. Arvind adopts active rural outreach. It holds eye camps in which it registers patients, administers eye examination, teaches eye care, and identifies people who may require surgery. To bring eye care cost down and it available to people who cannot afford it. Arvind interest Irwin intensely focused on increasing productivity such as standardizing and streamlining surgeries. The system relies on intensive specialization to generate efficiencies. A surgeon typically performs 150 cataract surgeries every week, 6 times the number common among Western specialists. To further lower cost, Irvine has created a sister organization to manufacture lenses, drugs, etc. locally at prices 1/15 of US prices. All these measures have greatly helped reduce cost. In addition, it has made cross-subsidization an integral part of its business model. Thus, despite the constraint of poverty, Irvine has built a systematic solution to a complex social and medical problem. So, by eye care system, Irvine helps the poor people and get a systematical solution for complex social and medical problem. So, they provide uh, eye care facilities to poor people who cannot afford the surgery and all the things. Now, next example of application, that is preventing accidental death. Dr. Venkat was receiving many road accident cases in his hospital. These accidents were happening about a kilometer's distance from his hospital. Here is the example of Dr. Venkat, who received so many road accidental cases in his hospital, right? And these all accidents happened nearest distance from his hospital, right? Though he tried all medical measures to save the victims, there were still a high number of deaths. They think that there is so many accidental deaths are here, and I don't think we have an answer to this situation in the hospitals. Now Dr. Venkat studied the factor affecting the severity of accident to diagnose the causes. Now Dr. Venkat tried to finding the solution for this road accident. Dr. Venkat talked with traffic police. Traffic police says that when vehicles coming from opposite direction collide, the accident are bad. Most cases here are due to this. So Dr. Venkat says the policeman that too many road accidents are happening here, so and so many deaths too. The policeman said that when vehicles coming from opposite directions collide, then the accidents are bad. Most cases here are due to this. Dr. Venkat thinks that the road outside this hospital did not have a road divider. So the observation of the road, Dr. Venkat find that there is no divider on road nearest to hospital. So they having identify a root cause, that is there is no divider on road, and Dr. Venkat worked closely with the traffic police to get a divider installed. And the when the divider is installed, the number of accident came down drastically. So Dr. Venkat find the solution for happening accidental death. Now next example is finding a solution for the problem of farmer. Here Nikhil, a computer engineer, was on a visit to his village. He was distressed to see the people of his village being squeezed by middlemen. The farmers were not getting fair price for their produce. So here Nikhil, who is a computer engineer, one day he visited his village, and he saw that the people or farmer of his village squeezed by the middlemen, and they cannot get a, a fair price of their crops. Nikhil started thinking about it. Nikhil was excited. He didn't think this would be too hard as he was a computer engineer. Thinking this was a great idea at hand, he worked out a complete business plan. He think that why cannot we connect farmer to the marketplace directly using technology that will eliminate the influence of middlemen on them. Now Nikhil are started to thinking about how can they avoid the problem of middlemen and how to connect farmer directly with market by using technology. Nikhil passed the word around in the village calling for meeting all farmers. However, other than the local coordinate, no one turned up for the meeting. Moreover, the middleman didn't take the matter lightly. Now Nikhil go to meet all the peoples around the village and try to explain all the farmer about the technology. By using this technology they can get a good price of their crop. Now again Nikhil thinking that there is a terrible, nothing can be done here. I am better off back in my corporate job, because Nikhil go and meet all village farmers, but he don't get a proper response from farmers and other local coordinators. No, if I don't make this vision happen for my people, then who will? It's not going to be easy, but I can and must find a solution. Right? So now Nikhil think that no one give me a proper response. But if I cannot do this for my people, then who will do it for them? So next day he again want to go for village and try to explain them things. This is the solution. So now again Nikhil regroup energies and prepare himself for a long struggle. He began meeting farmers regularly, individually, and in groups. Nikhil also met some of the middlemen and shared with them ways in which they could benefit from and support his effort. Seeing his persistence, more villagers joined in. They ran a pilot with 10 farmers using the technology to get connected to Mandi, that is called marketplace. These 10 farmers then become advocates to the farmers in the village. The movement caught on, more and more people got involved. And then 3 years later, not only were most of the farmers in the village using this technology, but neighboring village had also begun replicating this. So lastly, Nikhil get the solution of farmers problem and he make a software. By using this software, all the farmers is connected with marketplace, or we can say that mandi, and they get a best price of their crops or their product. Now next application example, that is story of post it. In 1968, Dr. Spencer Silver, a chemist with 3M, in his attempt to develop a strong adhesive, managed to develop only a weak adhesive. Dr. Spencer, instead of being embarrassed of his discovery, shared it with his co-workers. To find a use for it, for 5 years, he promoted it within 3M, but without much success. Dr. Spencer thinks that if I had thought about it, I would not have done the experiment, because the literature was full of examples that said you can't do this. In 1974, colleague of his, Art Fry, who attended one of his seminars, found a use of this weak adhesive as bookmark. After investing one more year in product development, Fry was able to come up with the first version of what is now known as Post-it. Art Fry think that my mind was drifting back to music when I got the flash of an idea. Eureka! I think I can make bookmarks by applying Dr. Spencer's adhesive so they can be stuck on and peeled off without spoiling the book. Here, in 1977, 3M launching the product in 4 cities. Response is disappointing. In 1978, 3M issues free samples. 95% of people using them said they would buy it. In 1980s, 3M debuted in US stores as Post-it Notes. And in 1981, Post-its are launched in Canada and Europe. Post-its went on to become a huge world success. Right? So here the lesson is that initially they got a response that is so much disappointed, but try and try, they get a whole huge success in the all over the world. Now next application example is the rural branch team of large public sector bank share its experience. Branch manager says that when I joined as a branch manager in Dungripal, I noticed that largest number of loan defaulters called NPAs or non-performing assets were marginal farmers having very small land holding. DBD manager says that these people were not in position to repay their crops loan, being at the mercy of the climate. As a bank, we had two options: refuse to give them loans, and second is write off that or forget about the loans once given, leading to losses for the bank. But DPA manager says that but then the team got together and thought, why can't we do something such that we are able to give them loans and enable them to repay their loans? Why can't we find a way to increase their income? Here, branch manager and DBD manager think that how they can help the poor people who cannot pay their loans. Now, the bank gave the farmers dairy loan to bring dairy production over and above their regular farming activities. They also enabled them to learn and set up this new line of operation. This opened up an alternative means of income for them that was not weather dependent. The people says that life was tough until the bank stepped in. And nowadays people says that they started with producing 10-liter milk. Today they make an annual profit of 50,000. So bank give a dairy loan to poor people. Initially they starting producing with 10-liter milk, and nowadays they make an annual profit of 50,000. So now not only are they repaying their loans on time, moving out of our NPAs list, but many have also approaches us for new loans for dairy equipment, thus increasing our business. So by getting the solution of poor people, the bank manager and branch manager finding a solution for the poor people that they can give a dairy loans of to poor people to increase their annual income, so they can repay the loan of their crop. Now next example is the gold crop challenges. In 1983, Rob McEwen took over an old underperforming gold mining in Real Lake district of Ontario. This mine had a very high operating cost and production was very low. They think that our district had many mines, all of which produce a lot of gold. The mine next door had produced 10 million ounces. I was convinced that there was gold in our mine too. We only had to get more people thinking on how to locate it. Mac even attended a Linux conference. Here he got to know of the idea of open innovation, which triggered the idea of the gold crop challenges. One day even attend Linux conference and they got a idea of open innovation for gold crop challenges. Wow, world class programmers coming together to develop software. That is what I want. World class expert working towards identifying digging side of our minds. So in Linux conference, they see that there is so many programmers are coming together to develop a software, and they want exactly what they are doing, right? Here expert working towards identifying the problems of mines. We did something that the mining industry never tried before, right? So we release all our confidential mining data online. Experts across the global were invited to work on it and tell us where to dig. The price is a total of $575,000. So first time they are thinking about gold crop mining, right? And experts across the globe were invited to work on it and tell us where to dig. And the total price is also so many. So everyone work on this. There was within weeks of launching of Gold Crop Challenge, submission of 1200 people from 50 countries came flooding. Geologists, mathematicians, consultants all got involved. For this, all the persons are involved it in, and we hit a gold. There was capabilities I had never seen before in the industry. I almost fell off my chair when I saw the submissions. The contestants had identified 110 targets, 50% of which had not even been previously identified by the company. So we hit gold. Here I want to share one story with you, that is story of grandpa and their grandsons. Grandsons come from school and says to grandpa, I am very tired today. I want to sleep. I can't do my homework now. But if I don't do homework, my teacher will punish me. Then grandpa says, Chintu, do one thing. You take rest for some time and get up early in the morning to complete your homework. Chintu says, great idea, Grandpa. Can you wake up me up tomorrow? Grandpa says, sure, you can do it. Believe in yourself. Every problem has a solution. You need to identify it. Here, Grandpa gave the solution to their grandson, that is Chintu, right? They have a problem that he is very tired and he want to sleep, but if he want to sleep, then they cannot do their homework. But grandpa says that I will give you a solution of this problem. You can sleep early and wake up early morning and complete your work, right? So this way you can got the solution of any problem. So the conclusion of this session, that contributors do not depend on other to give them aid. They take up the challenges in front of them and develop to these challenges. So in this lesson, we have learned that never give up. You can find a solution in any way. As a contributor, never doubt their capacity as non-contributor do. They show both commitment and capacity to challenge the challenges. We have recently witnessed some brave, brilliant Indians who display the essential qualities of a contributor. They crossed disciplinary boundaries and gave up comfortable positions in their lives to contribute their nation's well-being. So in this lesson, we taught that importance of willingness and ability to find solutions. Thank you.